The cooling of our economic relationship with China appears to be getting even colder. After months of diplomatic silence, frozen barley exports and barriers to Australia's beef and wine exports, there are now reports that Australian coal could be the next target of the Chinese Communist Party. This is export revenue that Australia can ill afford to lose, but experts say they are confident that other markets will emerge to pick up any Chinese demand drop. However, this latest possible trade stoush only reinforces how vulnerable our economy is to the whims of the Chinese Communist government. Make no mistake, China is our largest export market. It takes around a third of Australia's exports by value. That includes $80 billion in iron ore, $14 billion in coal, $16 billion in natural gas and nearly $3 billion in beef. All up, China accounts for around 7% of our gross domestic product. It is the lifeline for 12,000 Australian businesses, both big and small, that cover almost every aspect of Australian primary production. Our reliance on one of the world's fastest growing economies is a huge opportunity, but it's also a big threat. While we can tailor our trade to benefit from this growing market, being over-reliant on it is fraught with economic peril. As my father told me, he said, if you have a single customer for your business, then that customer effectively owns your business. Now, Australia isn't in that position yet, but we cannot underestimate how exposed we currently are. If the Chinese government decides to turn off the Australian export tap, the long-term shock to our economy will make coronavirus look like a walk in the park. Now, just how we handle the relationship with China will be critical to our future. And of course, we know they don't play fair. We know they try and bully and buy whatever they want, whenever they want. We know they probe our defences and they try to influence our domestic affairs. But as long as we know these things, we can prepare for them. We can take preventative measures. But the challenge is how to do that without jeopardising our business relationship. Managing the Sino-Australian nexus doesn't mean we should surrender our sovereignty or ignore some of the actions of the Communist Party over there. We must always act in our national interest and never succumb to external pressure to do otherwise. But that's going to require some nimble diplomatic footwork. But while we're reading reports that our Trade Minister, Simon Birmingham, cannot even get his Chinese equivalent on the phone, there clearly needs to be a change in tune, or could be personnel.